You are at a point now where you have gotten all of your anger out. And it may not be 100% all of your anger, but a vast majority of the anger that you had suppressed, you have released. And you have released this anger in various ways. But one of the main ways that you have released that anger and rage was for you to rage out your anger. Basically, you had to get angry to stop being angry. And that made sense to you. You realized that this was a very crucial part of your healing journey. That the only way for you to overcome that anger, overcome that rage, release it from your soul, was for you to rage, was for you to get angry. Because you have learned that anger is a very crucial part of the healing process. Why? Because anger is what brings you back to yourself. The more that you were running away from your anger, you were avoiding yourself, essentially. You were avoiding the situations that made you angry, and you were avoiding the version of yourself that realized that what you went through and what you experienced was horrific. And that there's a version of yourself that looks back at what you had experienced and realize, I didn't deserve that. I deserved so much better. I deserved way better than what I got. And I did not deserve to be treated that way. That version of yourself loves you very much, to a point where they want to protect you, to the point where they got so angry at the people that did this to you. They got so angry at what had happened to you because they're like, what the hell? Why would these people do this to you? Why would you, this sweet, pure, gentle, loving soul, why would you have to go through such horrific times? Why would you be subject to such demonic agenda? Why would these people go out of their way to make your life a living hell when you didn't do anything to these people to make them do this to you? Anything that you did beyond that was a reaction to what they had been doing to you. Whenever you fought back, it was reactive abuse. Because you're not going to just stand there and let people walk all over you and just push you around like you're nothing. You realize that you had to get angry because it helped you align back with yourself. Your anger is what allowed you to find your voice. Your anger allowed you to find your voice, to speak up about what has happened to you, to speak your truth about what you have endured, to speak up about how you really truly felt about everything. Because when you finally spoke up and you spoke your truth, your reality was now validated instead of invalidated, instead of being gaslit. Your reality was brought to the surface. And whether people liked it or not, that was your reality. That was your truth based off of how these horrible people have treated you. Because for a while, you suppressed your anger and you avoided your own reality. It's like, in a way, you were unknowingly gaslighting yourself by you avoiding your anger and acting as if it wasn't as bad as what it was. And all of that suppressed anger, all that anger that you swallowed, eventually it was just going to come up. because that anger was eating away at you. It was eating away at the inside of you. And you realized that your light was just slowly and gradually just dimming and dwindling and shrinking. And once you started to get angry, once you said, fuck it, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, what anybody says, I'm letting this anger out. Because I went through an injustice and I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to get angry at it because I have every right to be angry at what has happened to me, because you recognized that that is what you call righteous anger. Righteous anger. And your righteous anger is another word for sacred rage. Sacred rage. So this sacred rage that you had from this righteous anger that you had allowed you to finally feel that anger, express that anger, dive deep into that anger, rage it out, speak up for yourself, speak your truth, talk about what happened to you, expose these abusers for who they were, for who they are. Tell your side of the story. That was the very thing that awakened you further. That was the very thing that brought you back to yourself. That was the very thing that got your light bright again. That was the very thing that ignited your flame. That flame of yours was dwindling. That anger was the fuel to ignite that flame back up again. And once that flame was ignited and your light started to grow, your light started to expand, you started to come back to yourself. You started to grow back yourself. You just started to become more of yourself and becoming a deeper version of yourself than you had been before. Because you now realize that this anger that you have been dealing with was directed at certain situations, at certain people. And when you finally dealt with that anger and you dealt with those people, you finally realized, like, I have this anger towards these people that have harmed me, but I'm going to direct my anger in the right way instead of misdirecting my anger towards the innocent. I'm no longer going to misdirect my anger towards innocent people that have done nothing to me, that have not harmed me, when really I'm mad at these people. These are the ones that I'm mad at. So if I'm mad at them, let me unleash that anger to them. Let me not give it to these people over here. You getting angry, you speaking your truth, you finding your voice. That was you activating that throat chakra, because that throat chakra had a blockage. It was closed. You were so afraid to speak your truth that you finally activated that throat chakra to now you speak your mind. Now you speak your truth. Now you speak up for yourself. It had to get to a point where you not speaking up for yourself was like, in a way, it was killing you. And by you finally speaking up for yourself, you came back alive. You stopped killing yourself. You're now living. You're no longer dying. You're now living. You're beyond that. And you're at this point now where you feel like a vast majority of the anger that you have had, you have now released. And now you're like, okay, what next? What's after this? Now, all it is for you to move forward and remember the lesson that you've learned from those experiences, from the wisdom that you've gained. Move forward with the power that you have within yourself now from the pain that you just alchemized. Because before you could move forward, you had to deal with that anger. That was a burden that was in the way that you had to overcome. And now that you overcome it, now you can move forward with ease, with peace, without having that anger torment your soul. You have done your due diligence. Good job. Very good job.